Okay, welcome home. I'm your anime manga mom. I was watching Sword Art Online the other day, and I was thinking, what a great guy Kirito is. He's quite the catch. He was taking care of his sister. He's always so kind and generous of his service to those in the game. He he's protective, but at the same time, he lets people have room to show their skill. He really has so many great, wonderful qualities and characteristics. And then And the next day or so, I watched a TikTok where an artist was talking about uh, somebody complaining about there not being enough good representation of relationships in cartoons. And she said, wait a minute, in Disney, they have several really good representations of guys and how they treat their significant other. So she went over her list, gave an honorable mention, and I thought, there are a lot of really great anime characters as well, a lot of really great green flag guys. And so I thought I would put out a short list. Of course, it gets longer and longer because there are so many wonderful anime characters out there. Now, these aren't all my necessarily picks, but if my teenager daughter was like, this is my favorite character, I would say I can see why. They have wonderful attributes. And those are definitely characteristics that you should find, you know, preferable. So, um, of course, I thought, of Naruto's cast, and I thought Kakashi's wonderful. He's very protective, he's very uplifting, he's motivational. I mean, some of the speeches he gives his students, he's observant and he cooks. He's very clean. Of course, he does have some baggage. He does have PTSD. He is somewhat more reserved. I don't think he would open up very easily, and he does have a vice. He does read those romance novels. So, most of these anime characters, some of them I didn't even put on the list because I thought they had a little bit too much baggage, which would, I guess, give them a yellow flag. So, like, that would be like your Levi Ackerman kind of guy. I think would be more of a yellow flag. They're not a bad guy. They don't have a lot of red flags. I mean, if it were real life, then yes, that would be red flags. But in anime, a lot of these characters go through some sensational things. So, also from Naruto, great guys are Shikamaru or Rock Lee. I don't know. There's Iruka. Um, I'm watching Spy Family, and Lord Lloyd Forger is an awesome guy. He's very um, encouraging and generous to his family. Um, there's so many great characters in Fruits Basket. If Momiji is your favorite, then I say spot on. Hattori. Hattori's great because he stood by his love. He did everything that for her. And when she moved on, he let her. He didn't poke or hinder it in any way. And then he would he let himself move on. I think that that's a very healthy way to do things. Um, of course, brainwashing, maybe not so much, but like I said, these are anime. They have a few special circumstances. There are so many great characters in My Hero Academia. You have Midoriya, you have Kirishima, you have Shoji. Shoji would be great. He's a great significant other. I mean, he'd be so protective and uh, just. I really think that he would take really good care of a person. He takes really good care of his friends, and you want to know how to judge somebody by their actions. So if you see them treating their friends with you know, dignity and generosity and openness, then they will be the same way when they get in a relationship with somebody special. So a lot of these would be great, are great green flags. I don't see any major red flags with Tokoyami. Um, there are a few more with somebody like Katsuki or um, yeah, we're not going to go into that. But yeah, there are a lot of red flag guys in My Hero Academia too. A lot of the teachers are great too. Aizawa, everybody loves Aizawa. Everybody loves Fat Gum. I'm gonna put out uh, a lot of people's favorites and say Sun Eater. He's a red flag. um, Great guy, but well, just too much baggage. Same with Mirio. I hear that he's a ladies' man, so in Demon Slayer there were definitely a few. We have Tanjiro, there's Rengoku, maybe Gyu, but a lot of them would also be more yellow flags or straight up red flags. I definitely would probably give Tengen a red flag. I don't know, some of y'all would put yellow, and I wouldn't judge, but he's very he's got a lot of charisma, so I can see it. But you know, to each their own. The Elric brothers, I would put them in green flag category. Um, Especially Alphonse. He's really sweet and he's a great brother. They treat each other so well, and I really respect their relationship. And they usually treat everybody else out there very respectfully and very kindly. Green flag, Kraft Lawrence. He is wonderful. I would definitely trust him to go on a expedition trying to find our fortunes in the world. It's that kind of lifestyle is not for everybody though. Um, and Tokyo Ghoul Hide. Hide's green flag. Hide's awesome. I mean, he tries to pretend he's a little cooler than he is, but I think Hide's great. Kaneki too. Um, I I think Kaneki's definitely a yellow flag, if not scotching on over into the red category. Mostly because he doesn't have a handle on himself. He doesn't. Not that he's prone to violence, but he's he's definitely not in the best place mentally. And while that might make somebody a good person and they might need a good friend, you don't want to. If somebody's still working on themselves, you need to give them the time and the space to work that out. And I think Kaneki definitely had some self work that he needed to do. Um, but love his character. For JJK, there are a few fires for that spot. Nanami Kento, green flag. He would be a great significant other. He'd be a good dad. He'd definitely provide for his family. That would be important to him. Um, Definitely, maybe not lavish them with expensive things, but definitely take care of them to the utmost. He would find out lavishness a little bit of an ick for him. Also, Megami is one of those that's kind of between, green and yellow flag. He was a bit of a bully, but only to the kids who were misbehaving and being bad. So I don't know. I think that there's more to be seen with Megami. He might be a yellow flag, but I'll put him. I'll put him in the green category for now. From Toradora, I think both green flags are Ryuji and Kitamura. I think both of them would be um, great green flag kind of guys. I was looking for inspiration through all the anime that I've watched, and I think Genos would be probably a green flag. He's very earnest. He says what he means. He does what he says. He's he's hopeful. He's always like looking at the bright side, very optimistic. So I think those are wonderful qualities. Miyamura from Horimiya, I think he's a great green flag guy. He's very sweet and gentle to his girlfriend. Uh, he even goes out of his way to cater to her preferences. uh, yeah, he's a good guy. I don't know. There's a lot of them in Bleach that I think would be red flag people or at least yellow flag. I think Chad's great. I think Uryu would be good for somebody. I think, uh, of course, Ichigo is wonderful. Love him and Orihime. They're definitely a power couple. Kisuke, I'm gonna give a yellow flag too. Um, I love Kisuke. He is absolutely one of my favorite characters, and you know, but I think he's a little yellow flag for me. I think he'd be one of those that would do things that he thought were the best idea without consulting anybody, and that's definitely a little bit of a red flag there. Um, but he's very helpful and good. Um, so green flags. So I'm gonna give him a yellow flag, and probably most of the captains of the squad. Renchi, I think it would be a green flag. Um, but most of the other ones, I would say red, big red, or yellow for some reason or another. Just whatever I arbitrarily decide. Of course, you're free to assign a flag of any color to whoever you deem fit for whatever reason. You have your reasons, but just do look out for problematic behavior when it's portrayed on screen. Nobody's perfect, I get that. And so a lot of these times you have to give more of a pass to some of these anime, but yeah, look for good representation of attitudes and demeanors portrayed on screen, and maybe think what you would do differently with a character, how you would maybe give them more of an edge, or maybe give them a more of a quality that you admire. So, all right. Hopefully this made sense. I do tend to ramble, especially when I'm just brainstorming, because there are so many more anime that I've seen, and so many that I haven't seen. I would love to hear green flag anime men, uh, good representation in anime, maybe in anime that I haven't seen yet. So if you have a good green flag representation of an anime guy, then drop it in the comments. I might do green flag anime women next, depending on if anybody cares, or maybe if it's just something that keeps rattling around in my brain, then I'll give it a little more thought. All right. See you guys next time. Stay happy and healthy. I'll talk to you then.